Blight Ranger just got a bunch of adjustments in Edge of Fate, but it's still the Arc Staff Reflect exotic. Guarding with Arc Staff does not consume extra super energy. Cancel Arc Staff early, increasing arc weapon damage, creating a blinding burst. Reflected attacks increase the damage of the burst. Extend your super, deal additional damage. Yeah, it at the end of the day, it is still literally Blight Ranger. How do we want to maximize this? We need to get to our super as fast as humanly possible every time. And we need to start on arc. We need to be on arc, right? So let's bring over our window. We're just going to try to see if we can make Blight Ranger work somewhere while still having like a maybe half decent neutral game. We need 100 super, no matter what. We got to think about like, what's the neutral game of this setup going to be, right? If we just take away this, like what aspects are we going to work with? You know, how are we going to get more super energy, like as much as possible? I think you probably just have to go like flow state, lethal current. It's just the easiest setup. You can get a lot of melee attacks off, right? I'm interested in like a Tempest Strike or an Ascension type thing, but just like for now, I think this, like everybody knows flow state, lethal current. Everybody knows it. And we know how it works. Dodge punch, dodge punch. For now, let's just build. We're gonna build our base, and then we'll move up, right? So let's just start flow state, lethal current. We want 100 super. You probably want 70 class. If we did 70 class, how much does that tank our stats? Actually, not that much. 65 probably on 64. Okay, we'll just do 65. I like my round numbers. I know 65 is not a round number, but you get it. Okay, if we're not going for giga melee stat, then we probably don't need 100. So it's like we either do 70. What about like a 100 grenade? What are we looking at here? Okay, we still have a lot of flexibility. I wouldn't mind just like maxing the super at that point. We got to see if more super equals more reflection damage. 69 class, 71 melee. I could rock with this. More super does not equal more reflection damage. Okay, that is a bit. Does it result in more AOE? On the deactivate? That would I would assume that it would. And we do want to focus on like making Blight Ranger's effect as good as possible. Fragments. What are we thinking? I mean, considering how much we're going to be meleeing, you got to have resistance. Anything to boost super rapidly defeating targets while your amplified creates an orb of power. That doesn't seem too bad. Ionic traces. Taking melee damage. That's another thing that's like not the worst. All right, let's just like we're just gonna set a very just put some stuff in here and just rock with it and see what's going on. Just like a lot of options. We are gonna have a lot of jolt. While your amplified arc, special or heavy ammo, final blows, blinding explosion. It's just a little bit of utility. Why not, right? So we have plus melee, plus health. Nice. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, it's like cool 489, but like we're not really. More melee here is like not doing a whole lot for us. Okay, and we're gonna put in a class, and we're gonna put in a class, and we're putting in a class, and we're putting in a class. I just haven't been upgrading all my stuff to Giga Masterwork because it gets kind of expensive. That is a lot closer. A lot of the missing stats are just from Masterwork because I refuse to use all these materials for what is essentially going to be the Blight Ranger build. So we have our aspects, flow state, lethal current. We have some fragments here just to kind of start out. Now we need to make the rest of the build. And unfortunately, we have a lot of our class is attached to armor mods. Dynamo's nice. Really, I would like to not have a stat mod here. So maybe we just go no stat mod, and here we'll go class. So I'll reduce. Well, no, we want super though. I mean, do we do 2 dynamo? Do we do 2 ashes to assets? Do we have some sort of orb thing? Because I guess we're mainly gonna be punching, right? That's the whole point of this setup is punch to get energy. We'll do double hands-on. And then here we'll have at least a heavy-handed and powered melee reduces your grenade cooldown. Just try it, man. Just try it. More super return from maxed out hands-on ash to assets than using dynamo. Okay. We'll just go triple then. I can't wait for someone to be like, that's not true. Melee. And then just a couple of random resistances. Here, what are we thinking here, man? I mean, recoup is nice. Arc weapon. Maybe double. Give me double arc. And then down here, don't really need class. Well, right now we might, but I'm also thinking like, what else am I really gonna be running in here? Armor charge for our fonts. Oh, maybe Reaper and then powerful attraction. Okay. Behold, Blight Ranger. The Blight Ranger setup. Weapons. We want Arc, Special, and Heavy for the blinding. Dude, what about Delicate Tomb? And then Arc Heavy? I mean, you gotta think machine gun. You know what? Just give me the Terminus Horizon. Just for now. We got a shiny one. Throw a backup mag in there. Why not, man? And then our primary, just like, I just need like a workhorse. The only issue that I have with multi-mock is that you can't really, I don't know if you have easy access to this thing anymore. I'm also not the biggest enjoyer of this. I'm not like, it do be given orbs. All right, I will try it. Juju, the Juge would go kind of crazy. But we also got to think, like, what's going to be our primary way of killing? Are we doing a pulse rifle? Are we sticking with the Juge? Or are we... Because the Juge is kind of nice. We'll try both, man. Okay, let's save again. And we are 30 levels. We're not doing this for the drops right now. We're just kind of doing it to mess around. No modifiers, except for the one that we literally can't do anything about. Yeah, no modifiers, no nothing. Just 30 levels under Conflux. Let's see how quickly we can get a super. 70 weapon takedown. There's not even 70 enemies in this friggin' activity, man. 70 weapon takedowns. Get the hell out of here.
I'm in space.
All right, we'll get there. If I stun a champion, it doesn't deal damage to me, and there's nothing to reflect. Also, do I remember the reflect button? Great question. Also, most of these enemies are not attacking me, and they're just going straight to the pylon. Also, I'm on Gathering Storm. How about Arc Staff? The chain is killing too many things. I want my melee to just get the kill. To get the super energy. Yeah, another problem presents itself. How am I gonna deal with champions when I'm in the damn super? I also don't even have the super yet. I also didn't bring any anti-barrier. Voltaic Mirror, do not be stacking that quickly against a champion. I'm not gonna lie. My super's lasting a very long time though. If a thrall is up in my grill and I'm spinning my staff like that, it should have the same effect as an enemy walking into a Titan barricade. I should not be able to be spinning my staff and the thrall just comes in and like hits me a couple times and nothing happens to it. Okay, so that was a wholly uneventful super right there. Now it's back to punching. So now everything's 14 miles apart. Okay, now we got mirror. Where's the ogre? Okay, I mean, we can get the super back, like, relatively quickly. Was someone shooting me over here? I swear me mom, man. What are you shooting at? Shoot at me. Thank you. Can you guys shoot me? I hate you. I wish this killed like a little bit faster. I'm reflecting it right back at you, man. So really, okay, so I'm giving up on just like reflection as a way to deal damage because it's so super not worth it. So now we just gotta fill up Voltaic Meter or Voltaic Mirror as fast as possible and then just let it rip. Part of the issue that I have is like, I don't think this setup is like very exciting to play. Get it stacked. There we go. Stack it up. Stackaroonie. There we go. We didn't even kill it. Where did they go? We didn't kill it? Where'd you go? Oh, we didn't even kill you. It really needs to stack faster. I would like to see this in some amount of group play, but really, I mean, I don't know. I think we got to go even like higher difficulty stuff. Dude, so many of the shots miss. They're just literally just bouncing off. There you go. I also wish you could, the explosion would happen in third person. When it happens in first person, it's very tough to contextualize how big of an explosion is actually happening. It's like it happens as you go back into first person. So I'm just like, how big is the radius of this attack? Get my super. Like, let's just look at the reflect. I'm gonna keep it right on him. Like when some of the attacks are like half of them are going off to the side of his leg, man. I need the attacks to hit. I mean, I don't know, man. I do not know. The damage reflection takes so long to kill anything, so you don't even really want to use it for the reflection. Like, I get it. It was like, that was one thing that we did. But like, the fantasy is block a bunch of stuff and then do a big AoE explosion. But the AoE feels really small. Extend your super, increase the damage of the burst. Like, the damage of the burst is like not very big. The super extension's cool. That's fine, right? Deal additional damage. It's like, okay. I can't contextualize how big the AoE is. It doesn't really do that much damage. If you really want to hit a lot of targets, you need to have so much stuff around you. But like, so many other setups can do that exact same thing without having to spend their entire super blocking a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm trying to find a setup that like makes it worthwhile to use, right? My fear is that if I just dial up the difficulty, I'm just gonna do even less damage to these targets. And I'm like, okay. I think it also needs to work like a Titan Barricade in that it draws aggro to you. Like, hey, if I'm spinning the staff, like, the whole point is to taunt. You need to taunt. Maybe even something where, like, blocking gives you damage, more damage with the staff. Like, increasing arc weapon damage, I'm just kind of like, who cares on that? Like, how long? I didn't even look to see how long the effect is because I just have surges on. Let's just go to the shooting range real quick. Like, it didn't seem to be that long. It's a 20-second surge. Should charge up the staff to deal more damage, but then it's Raiden with extra steps. Right, like, Raiden Flux has been good literally since it came out. DPS is 130. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the super lasting a very long time is great. But yeah, like, now here, I should be like, okay, I'm going to spam some attacks. And I want to, like, use that voltaic meter to, like, juice my attacks. Or also my AoE, but then like you said, it's just Raiden Flux with extra steps, right? Because Raiden Flux is literally just mash the button and you win, and you do like 1 trillion damage. 100 out of that. So 59, we were at 130 and it was still 59, so no. I shouldn't have, okay, so next one. So this I just want to see the damage. 27 is like 406 and 271, right? And now let's just go back to the thing that I was wearing. 130, right? So we should do 12 or 13% more. Okay, so like one part of it does. The initial big explosion scales, and then, oh no, like one of those is like bolt charge going off. Yeah, that was bolt charge. So like, yes, the explosion does scale. I don't know. It's like a nice chunk of deep. I mean, it's a burst damage super. Of course, it's gonna be a nice chunk of DPS. It's literally happening instantaneously. How much does Gathering Storm do in comparison? I'm just gonna leave everything the exact same. So that was just that. $9,000 damage. Granted, over a period of time, but if you stick it into the target, it's going to do 9,000 damage. Here's the thing is, like, I was actually kind of optimistic going into this. I was like, you know what? Maybe we haven't given it a chance. And I don't know where else I could use this where I would get the results that I want. 12. So you're doing 5x reflection damage. 5x. You're going from 12 to 59, round it to 60. Well, like 12 times 5. And yet, it still feels like it's doing absolutely nothing. I mean, you guys saw me run that minus 30 activity, right? I was barely killing anything. I want to be going around just absolutely nuking stuff with their attacks, man. It's like I can stand there like an idiot. Acolyte down. It needs a taunt. The reflect damage needs to be more fun. And then I need another effect based on like voltaic mirrors like stack count. Maybe how much damage I do in the AoE other than like weapon damage. I don't know. So I saw someone say like you get unlimited like Tempest Strike charges for like X amount of time after you come out based on, you know, your performance in the super or something like that. That would be fun. I don't know how good it would be, but at least be fun. Yeah, no, that the people reflecting the damage laser from Korrigos in Desert Perpetual is probably the best thing that has come out of Blight Ranger. The biggest thing that I'm mad about is that I wasted so many cores like leveling up my gear for something that I honestly thought might have stood a chance at being decent. Blight Ranger. It's not good.